Wait on a minute. This is not even a Bradford. Wait a minute. This is a Bradford number. This is a. Hello. 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 This is crazy. Let me just see this. Right. Let me just see this. Let me just see this.
Your personal options. Press 2. Press 1. I'm actually on annual leave. It's Chris calling from CMHT. To listen to your saved messages, press 3. Press 1. To listen.
Chris. Wait on a minute. Is this not the number for City Health Mental? Right. So why is it coming on a letter with Bradford Council?
Our call is important to us and will be answered by our next field administrator.
This is Department of Health and Wellbeing Operations Service, Britannia House, 5th floor, Holdings, Bradford BD1, based at Horton Park. 01274 22 1189. Based in Horton Park Centre. So this is a Bradford Council number. It's a Bradford Council, isn't it? It's not really a Wellbeing Centre.
Single point of access. You're through to Shasta. How can I help?
Yes, hello.
Hello.
There's a bit of an echo on this line.
Have you got your loudspeaker?
I have, yes.
That's why.
No, I've had it on before. Just hold on a second. Yeah, that's better. Can I ask who I'm speaking to?
Yes, my name is Shasta.
Hi, Shasta. My name is Mr. Hussain, Sajjad Hussain, and I'm calling on behalf of my brother, Mr. Talib Hussain, date of birth 15/9/1960. And I would like to.
Just one moment here. A little bit faster than me. What's the date of birth, please?
15/9/1960.
1960. Okay, just one moment. And you said Talib Hussain. Do you have Talib's address?
It might be 20 Primary Way, Bradford.
Okay, just bring it up now. Okay, what's the reason for your call today, Sajjad?
Well, I've received a letter from Bradford Council, Department of Health and Wellbeing, and it's not from the NHS. It's from Bradford Council, but it's got your number on it. And so I'm just looking to respond to this letter that I've received on the 12th of July, 2022, which is received posted out 2 days ago and received today.
Okay, what is it you wanting to do by calling us then?
Well, the reason, just for clarity of understanding, I've received a letter today in the name of Mr. Talib Hussain. I act on his behalf. It's from Bradford Council saying Department of Health and Wellbeing, Operational Services, Britannia House, 5th floor, Holdings, based at Horton Park, and it's got your number on it, this number that I've dialed. All right, and I want to discuss the contents of this letter. It does not give me a name of who sent this letter. It just says from Operational Services, Britannia House.
Okay, and what is the content of the letter?
It's something confidential, and I don't want to discuss that with yourself. I just want to speak to somebody who's wrote this letter and discuss the contents of this letter.
Right. Is it dated the 12th of July?
Yes, it's dated the 12th of July, yes.
Okay. Right, I think I've got a copy of it in front of me now.
Oh, have you?
Right, let me pop you on hold have a quick read of the letter so I can get
Okay, go ahead.
engage.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's just I want to figure out who to put you through to.
Okay.
And I want to read this letter. I need to understand what's in the letter.
Yeah, sure. Sure, go ahead.
So it won't be a moment.
Okay.
I'll have a quick read and I'll be straight back.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm just going to have a look at the record. Did your brother give consent for us to discuss his matters with yourself? Because I can't see anything saying that.
Well, this is you can't say, you don't have any records of his consent?
No.
Okay. Well, this is the first issue. Why are you, I mean, like I said, can you tell me who wrote this letter?
As you can see, it says Operational Services Britannia House. So I don't know which individual wrote that letter.
Okay.
In order to help you, I can see if there's anybody available to try and speak with you.
Yeah. I have my brother's consent. Obviously, he's given me his lasting power of attorney. He's obviously he's had a mental capacity assessment. He has capacity. But I'm just concerned regarding this letter. As you can appreciate, it doesn't. First of all, I mean, you're not Bradford Council, are you?
Our NHS Trust is part of the Bradford area, but this is the first time I've come across with this. I do see it based at Horton Park Centre, from the sender's address. So let me see if I can get through to somebody at Horton Park and see if they're available to speak with you.
Where are you right now?
Me, I work from home.
Oh, okay, right. Okay. Oh, but ordinarily this is a Horton Park number, isn't it?
No, this is single point of access. So how it works is if people want access to first response when they're in crisis, or if they want access to the professional under whose care they are under, or like Horton Park Centre, we tend to put you through to these departments. So that's who you come through to.
Okay.
You have rung the right number. So let me pop you.
Okay, yeah, I just need a clarity of understanding. I mean, like this. Look, you're either one organization or you're two separate organizations. It seems here that you want to be both. Obviously, I've rang up Horton Park, the City Mental Health Team single point of access, which this is. You just told me that you have a copy of this letter. So, but it's quite clearly it is not from the NHS. It's from Bradford Council. So I just need to speak to somebody on clarity of because obviously this seems quite fraudulent to me. Because it's not clear who's sending this letter. It's not got a person's name on it. You want to help us. It just seems very superficial. Obviously, I'm known to both the City Bradford Council and the City Mental Health team. They know my brother doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak Urdu. So why send him a letter addressed to him, expecting him to respond? So please, can you try to find somebody that I can speak to?
Hello.
Yes, hello. I said, could you find...
You just faded then, I do apologise. Yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can get through to Hawthorne Park and see if somebody's available to speak with you.
Okay.
Who's on duty.
Okay.
So do bear with me. Just going to pop you on hold for a moment.
I mean, I know he has previously I've spoken to somebody called Christopher Bravo.
Okay, are you saying you would like to speak with Christopher Brown?
Well, I mean, can you find out if he's available? Because obviously I need to discuss this letter with somebody. If he's not available, I mean, I don't want you to put me through to somebody and the call go dead. So kindly to see if he's available, try to put me through to him. If not, you try to find somebody else.
Okay, I'm just going to pop you on hold and see if Chris is available for you to speak with, okay?
Okay, all right. Can I pay money?
Talking to Chris and he's just in the middle of something. He's asked to pass on his apologies and he said just to advise you that he will call you back on Monday.
He's gonna call me back.
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. Because the problem is that I had an appointment with him last month, and he cancelled that appointment. Okay, and he never got back to me. So can I speak to somebody else regarding this letter?
Okay, I'll try Hawthorne Park.
Yeah, go try somebody else.
Okay.
Man's got caught. Man can't sleep. Good God. Not really well informed. I get transcription. I'll pass it. But only the call recording. Only the call recording. Oh, this one is a cool one. Somehow services are on our agenda. He's got caught now. Not all of us. All the elections are stand. Listen, slow, listen.
Hi, this is Rachel. I'm the duty worker today at CTA. How can I help?
Sorry, your name's Rachel, yes?
It is, yes.
Yes, has the call handler informed you of the reason for my call today?
They said that you're ringing up regarding your brother. Is it Mr. Talat Hussain?
Yeah, that's my brother, yes.
Yeah, and it's about a letter that's been sent to his home address.
Yeah.
Yes. What is it about the letter?
Well, first of all, I mean, like, this is letters from Bradford Council. Are you Bradford Council?
So we're an integrated team. So in Bradford Council works with the Bradford District Care Trust as well. So we have social workers and nurses all working within the team.
Okay, so what's the difference between being integrated and being the same, being the same body then?
Being in the same body, did you say?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, where's the distinction here? Because there's no indication that this is from this says quite clearly Bradford Council. All right, it says Operations Britannia House, 5th floor, Holdings, and
So
it just
we would work. Oh, sorry, go on.
and it says based at Houghton Park Centre. But the reality is that this, it's just concerning me because then there's a look, for example, I'm one person, my brother's a different person, yes. And I can say I'm acting on behalf of my brother, all right. But that needs to be quite made quite clear. Like your previous call handler said, have you received consent for this? And I said, of course I have received consent. But you see, me and my brother are two distinct people. Similarly, Bradford Council and the NHS are two distinct organisations. And now this letter is very difficult for me to ascertain. Like, can you tell me who wrote this letter?
Let's have a look. It says that it's from the operational services at Britannia House.
Yeah. So who is that?
So members of the community mental health team have made several visits to your home.
Yeah. I've got the letter in front of me. Yes, that's the one.
I'm going to say I obviously don't know who has wrote the letter, but I have been told obviously by the lady that passed you over to me that Chris Browell was going to give you a call on Monday and he'd be able to talk to you about that a bit more. Yeah,
I understand this, but the problem I have here is that if you look at my brother's records, the problem I have here is that, if I wanted to get a copy of this letter, all right, which my brother has a right to do under the Data Protection Act, where would this come from? Because if it's a letter from Bradford Council, it should stay within that remit. You see, if it's a letter in the NHS, that it should stay within that remit. But this seems to be like you're basically merging Bradford Council with the NHS, and it's not very clear to understand where the distinction lies. Because look, obviously, can you understand? It's very murky. Like,
no, I can understand that. Yeah. So we work with Bradford District Care Trust with the community mental health team. We work as an integrated team. So we work with members of the social workers who are with the local authority, which is obviously the district council.
So why has this? If you integrated two things, like for example, if me and my brother, all right, we're two different, and we integrate into one thing, there should be coming from one integrated representation. This seems that it's coming from one person, but it means to another person. Can you understand the difficulty? I mean, if this is coming from the city mental health team, which have received letters in the past.
So would there not be an issue if this obviously has got the NHS?
Yes.
Right, okay.
There would not be an issue because then I can understand that it's part of the NHS. Now, with regards to Chris Browell, now he works with the city mental health team. As the letter, I'm not sure if you read it, but it goes on to say that he's been discharged. So like he's discharged from the health service, but he's still with the health service. It's not very clear cut, and obviously one of the concerns. One of the issues I have is that obviously, both myself and my brother are well known to the senior management of both Bradford Council and Bradford District Care Trust. We're well known, okay? And so when I rang up, when I've been speaking today, the previous lady, she says, "Oh, we don't even have any idea that you got consent to speak on his behalf." All right, and so we have a long history with with both the NHS, with the trust and the council. It's been reiterated numerous times. I mean, I'm just trying to understand the stupidity and idiocracy of writing to my brother in English and then in Urdu with the full knowledge that my brother does not speak English, does not read or write English, and does not read or write Urdu.
Yeah.
All right, and my
Well,
brother.
I can understand that frustration.
Yeah, and no, and
Obviously,
it's frustration when it's frustration when you don't understand something and I explain something to you, then you understand it. But it's beyond frustration when you're deliberately doing something to vexate me, because quite clearly my brother, like I said, Mr. Browell. If Mr. Browell's wrote this, because I don't understand who's wrote this. If Mr. Browell's wrote this, he's been liaising with me. He refused to have an appointment with me last month. We arranged an appointment. I'm the one that's been, as his records will show, my brother's records with the NHS will show quite clearly that I ring up regularly. In fact, on a daily basis, I was ringing up, trying to arrange an appointment. That's not been arranged. That's a failure on Mr. Browell's part. All right, Mr. Browell had an ample opportunity to arrange an appointment, and an appointment was missed, and he went then on holiday. All right. And now all of a sudden I received this letter, and this letter is just quite clearly fraudulent. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's come from Bradford Council. Bradford Council can't commit fraud. It doesn't matter if it comes from Bradford District Trust. Bradford Trust can't commit fraud. Are they beyond fraud?
Yeah, so I was going to say, Shazad, with the letter, I can understand your frustration, but obviously I don't know who's wrote that letter. I'm not sure, obviously, because I'm not involved in Talib's care, okay?
So
With Chris, he would ring you on Monday and he will be able to explain it more because he is involved in Talib's care.
Can you tell me who else is involved in Talib's care?
It looks like it's Dr. Dixon, consultant psychiatrist.
Okay.
So he's got Dr. Dixon, and it's Chris within the community mental health team.
Why has he got Dr. Dixon? Because Dr. Dixon it quite clearly says in the letter, Dr. Dixon discharged him. Look, it says the letter that you have in front of you, in the second paragraph, I think the third sentence is that you were discharged from the care of Dr. Dixon in June 2021.
So he's not with the community mental health team, is what you're saying?
See, this is
I don't understand, Shazad, what the...
Yeah,
with the letter...
I'm sorry.
With the letter,
Yeah.
I'm not aware of this letter, obviously being sent. The person that is aware of it is going to ring you on Monday to discuss it further.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry if I come across as slightly abrupt to you, but it's not very clear to me as well whether it's a very simple question, isn't it? Is my brother part of the still under the care of the city mental health team? Can you answer that question to me?
It looks like he's still under. Chris is still on the records, isn't he? So it looks like he's still under Chris.
But the thing is,
that means that he would be open to the city CMHT if he's under Chris.
Okay, but this is the problem.
Yeah.
This is the crux of the problem. You see, what happens is that when a person gets ill, I don't need to. I'm just reiterating this. I'm sure you understand this. When a person gets ill, they go to the GP. The GP makes a referral to the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist then, treats the person. Once a treatment's finished with, the patient is discharged. And while the person is under the care of the psychiatrist, there's a whole team available, which is called the city mental health team, all right, assisting the psychiatrist in order to fulfill and meet those needs. Once a person has been discharged from the psychiatrist, then surely there's no further involvement from the city mental health team. The case is referred back to the GP, and then obviously the social workers in the community pick that up. That's my understanding.
But it looks like his talisman is still held under an appointeeship, so he still needs the district council involved still with that.
Yes, but
Chris would become involved.
No, but that's not correct though. Which appointeeship?
So as in his money is held by an appointeeship.
Yes, and presently that matter is in the court of protection. So there's presently court proceedings underway, and they're ongoing, and Mr. Chris is aware of that. which are on hold. Is this very murky? He said, she said. Not us, them. It's very, it's not. It's very convoluted. All I want is clarity of understanding. I've given you the scenario that that's what normally happens. If something else has happened, and this is an issue that I. Yeah.
Will come on when Chris gives you a call.
Well, I'm sorry.
He's aware of all this situation.
With respect, this clarity has not been coming since my brother came into my care since 2019. All right. So this clarity is not just that Chris is fully aware of what's going on. All right. He's not going to be able to give me any clarity. The reason I've obviously look. I had just to cut this short. I don't want to take more of your time. I understand that you're not in a position to help me right now. I understand that. What I'm trying to say is that I had actively sought the assistance of Bradford Council, all right, Chris Browell. I told them that he does not belong under the city mental health team right now because he's been discharged, right? His appointeeship is contested because the legal basis of his appointeeship with being with Bradford Council is under dispute. Okay, now if my brother, if all this is all I've said. Soon as being discharged, I want nothing further to do with Horton Park, with the city mental health team. I just want to deal with Bradford Council. And now it seems that I've received a letter from Bradford Council, who on the back foot are, like for example, I would not be calling you up today if somebody from Operational Services, Britannia House, 5th floor, had given me this letter, all right, from Bradford Council with their name and number. The number that they've provided is Horton Park, considering this is like integrated services. That doesn't make any sense. What you're explaining to me there is that we're committing a fraud here. All right, that's quite clearly what you're saying. You don't understand the full consequences, but you're saying we call it an integrated service. Well, that is another word for a fraud, because obviously it's either one organization or the other organization. Now, I understand that certain social workers can be seconded, all right, which means that they can go work for the NHS. Secondment is a period of time. It's not indefinite. You've created the city mental health team, all right, basically a third legal entity. And this is where my confusion lies, is that who's the legal entity that sent this to me? Because if it's Bradford Council that sent this letter to me, then fair enough, I understand that. That's a legal entity. That's Bradford Council. But this is like not Bradford Council, but not the City Mental Health team, because not the Bradford District Care Trust, because he's been discharged from there. And it seems to be this third part.
What I've said is we do work as an integrated team, so we do have social workers that are employed by the local authority, which is the council, within the team.
But
like you say, it only says operational services on the letter. So I think speaking to Chris on Monday, he'll be able to tell you who's wrote the letter.
Yeah, okay, and the thing is, but Chris has had ample opportunity to contact me. He's got my number. He could have rang me up. I believe I had an appointment with him on the 6th of June. All right. He chose to. He knew there was and it was a telephone appointment. So he cancelled. He told me on the last minute, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't make it, and now I'm going on holiday." So he's not chosen to get back to me. And the fact that he's written this, like I said, I'm annoyed, and I don't mean to be coming out annoyed at you, is that, the level of stupidity and idiocracy that I'm having to deal with. Why write a letter to my brother? All right, my brother has said to you.
Like I said, Shazad, I can't speak on anyone's behalf. I can only apologise for going through these frustrations at the moment.
But why are you apologising? Why are you apologising? Did you do anything?
You are upset by it, and I can understand that it is.
But I'm not upset at you, am I though? I'm not. Obviously I'm irate and upset. Yeah, and so why you don't need to apologise. You don't need to apologise because I'm not upset at you, or you, and you're not at fault here. What I'm trying to do is the purpose of this call is for me to understand. You to explain to me that the person that's going to ring you up is Chris. Now, obviously, I don't want to speak to. I may not want to speak to Chris because he's had ample opportunity. Let me speak to his manager.
I can send an email to the manager. That's absolutely fine.
So who's the manager?
Our manager here.
No, who's? Pardon?
Usman Ali.
Okay, but who's Chris's manager?
It would be Usman.
Oh, and is Usman employed by Bradford Council or by the NHS?
I think you'd have to speak to Usman about
All right, I like to speak to Usman about it. Then. I like to speak to Usman about it.
I can request that.
Oh, can you not put me? Can you put me through to him?
He's not available at the moment. But I can request that.
Okay, and so yeah, that's what I like to request. I like a request from Usman because obviously this Chris person, he had an opportunity to contact us. As you can see, you're alleging that you're collecting my brother's money and you want to give us some money. This, you know how much money's been accumulated? 4 years worth of money has been accumulated, and you're just going to give us £50. All right. This is.
I don't have any.
Look, yeah.
Any access to money or anything like that.
My apologies if I've come across as slightly stern, and I'm obviously annoyed at the situation. But like I said, I'm not annoyed at you. You've not done anything wrong. But like I said, nobody's giving me any clarity of understanding, and you're acting like idiots and buffoons when there's a vulnerable person at risk here. So Chris had an opportunity to contact me. He's got my number. Why is he gonna call me on Monday? But a letter's been sent out to me, all right, with the city mental health team number on it. And he could have called me before though. He rather than sending this letter out, he could have called me.
So from today, what I'll do then is I will speak to Chris anyway, and just let him know that you contacted, and because he did say he was going to ring you on Monday, didn't he? So I will make sure that still goes ahead, but I will also email the manager and see if he can give you a call back, okay?
Yeah, if you can do both those things, because this is just unacceptable conduct and behavior. You're sending anonymous letters to us. It's not giving a person's name. You're saying we're integrated with somebody else. That's just a fraud, isn't it? You're integrated. Either it's one or the other. It's not both. All right. If it's a both, who's legally liable? All right. Then the legal liability gets spread out. Right, that's what I'm saying. It's a complete and utter fraud. I don't need to take any more of your time. Thank you for listening to us. Please, can you forward those sentiments on? Like, I'm obviously very annoyed at the level of idiocracy and incompetence that I'm having to deal with. I'll speak to Chris on Monday, hopefully, and we can take them out from there. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Idiots, man.